Today, I'm gonna show you how to make pollo in padella, chicken with a pan sauce.
And I am going to show you how to make roasted cabbage steaks with a farro side dish.
Chicken here, we're gonna start with the back. We're gonna open this up with your knife. You're gonna cut through the skin, just through the skin a bit. That's all you need. It opens up, right? Right here, see? At this point, what you wanna do, you wanna pull it up. And what this does, you can kinda hear it. Here you go. You see the bone right here? And it's gonna make it very easy for us now to cut because you basically follow the, the diagram of the bird. And then you kind of like go through it. That is the drumstick and the thigh. Again, the joint is right here, right in the back. So you're gonna take this, kind of cut it. Look, I just cut the skin. You basically like just cut around it, and you got the wing right here. Easy. We are left with what? Two breasts, right? At this point, you have the left and the right part, right? So we're gonna start, for example, we're gonna go into the left. So you just lean very carefully to the left, and as I'm pushing the knife, I actually hit the bone on here, so I take as much meat as I can. And then you slowly just open up and cut the whole breast off. And this is a breast. Now, today, we're gonna use the chicken breast. We're gonna start with the base of our marinade, of course, extra virgin olive oil. So you wanna use EVOO. We're gonna do a lemon. We're gonna squeeze that, right? The acid of the lemon helps also breaking down the chicken as well, the meat, which makes it, much more tender. So salt, a bit of pepper, just a couple of pinches on here. Great. Then you have dried oregano, which I love. You can also use fresh herbs, which it's also amazing. And then you have a little chili peppers because a little heat always works well. So we're gonna take our parsley here. We're gonna actually chop this off. Now, the easiest way to actually chop parsley is to kind of like fold it in a half, and then you take your knife and we just go down. Now, you kind of wanna use the entire knife, right? You don't wanna go like that. You don't wanna go like short. What we're gonna do is the movement is just like from top to bottom and down. All right, we're gonna whisk everything up, and it's kind of becoming, this beautiful, very aromatic dressing, right? This is so simple. Look at these 5 ingredients here, right? So you're gonna take the breast right here with the skin. We're gonna just drop it on there. Now, this is gonna marinate for at least 30 minutes, all right? We're gonna cover this with plastic wrap, and then you just let it marinate outside, room temp, okay? Not in the fridge, room temp.
So, now our chicken is marinating. Let's talk cabbage.
Love cabbage.
What we're talking about today when we're talking about cabbage steaks is just basically cross sections of the cabbage. So slices about this big. So when we have roly things, I don't like to chase roly things around my board with my big knife and my fingers. It makes me nerviosa. So let's just, stabilize the whole issue. Make a flat spot. And then we want to cut just slices or steaks, about 3/4 of an inch thick. All right. We're going to take 1 tablespoon of each of these. So the flat side of the knife. All right. Now, I'm just gonna add oil to this until it kind of makes a little bit of a paste. All right, see what we got? My paintbrush. We're not Picasso, we're just painting the house. Just get it on there. This should not take time. And then turn it over, and same situation. And when we season things like this, it's high and from above, and my fingers are going like this, so I'm raining salt on it. So it's a nice, even coating. We take this to the oven. There we go. The next thing we're going to talk about is our farro. We cut off this stem end. So I'm going to cut my onion in half right through the hairy end. All right, so I take the skins and the first layer right off because usually the first layer is dry and damaged or it might not be beautiful, and I don't like to eat food that's not beautiful. And we're gonna slice the onion. It's like put the tip of the knife in and drop it down. So all of those slices are the same size. Nothing's getting cut off. Pull it through one time through the middle, like that. And then we start going downtown, all right? We need to cut this celery the same size as those onions. 15 minutes! Now, we just give them a flip. All right, back in the oven. Now, 15 more minutes. So I'm just gonna cut off the really big end here. What I like to do is cut it in half the long way, and then cut each stick in half again the long way. So then, look we had our slice, now these are sticks, and let's talk dices, right? This guy, fennel, it tastes like black licorice. So I'm gonna cut it in half, right through the middle. So lay it down. All right, so here's our slices. And so then through the middle, and then we'll go downtown. Put your garlic clove right on the edge of your board, your knife right on top of it. Not up here, not like this, right on it. Whack it. So this does what a garlic press does without that. So just, get in there, and we're gonna just pivot and then change directions. So you need about this much time, like a pinch of it. So we are going to just tie it into a time bundle. We're gonna throw it into our pot when we're ready, and then it's in a bundle for easy removal, and all the little leaves are self-picking. So I have this little pot. I'm giving it a decent coating of oil on the bottom. And I am going to put in my onions, my celery, and my fennel. Look at that, mise en place, mise en place, mise en place. So what we're doing is we're sweating these. We're gonna stir them occasionally. I'm just gonna throw in some salt, that much salt. You know, I'm giving it a stir to really incorporate the salt and the oil and all the veg. I'm going to give this a pinch of crushed red pepper also. But we kind of let it, hang out for a little bit. So look and see what we have going on here. So, I'm feeling this. I'm not quite so brown yet, but I'm feeling things start to be soft. So now, I'm bouncing back over here. Ooh, all right. So now is when I add my garlic. All right. We stir that around. So now Farro goes in. And we want to stir this around and let it sit for a sec. And then we are going to add 2 cups of stock. Oh. Yeah. Now, bay leaf and thyme bundle. So now, I need to season my liquid. So now, what I need to do with this liquid is I need to BTB, RTS. Bring to boil, reduce to simmer. And then we're just gonna finish it with a little butter and Parmesan cheese and a little bit of chives, chopped chives.
Ooh. Now it's time to get our breast cooked. Now, if I take the chicken out of the marinade and I just put it in the pan, the chicken is wet. And so what's gonna happen? The skin does not become crispy, right? Because there is too much moisture. So it's important that you take the chicken. Now this is full of flavor. You got the lemon, you got the salt. There you go, you got the chili. Now, we're gonna take some more paper towels and we're gonna pat this dry. Now, this is very important. Again, we want the skin to be nice and brown. We're gonna do a mix of oils here, but we're gonna do 2 different oils. We're gonna do a neutral oil and an extra virgin olive oil. And then you take the breast and you're gonna do skin down. Now, we're gonna do that from your side out, okay? The reason is you don't wanna get splashes of oil on you. If you want, you can add a little bit of salt and pepper on this side.
So,
This is gonna go for about 3-4 minutes. We're not cooking the chicken fully on the stove. We're actually finishing it in the oven, right? I'm just crisping up the skin. But before going in, I love herbs and I love aromatics. And this is, again, where we infuse flavors and taste into things. So at this point right here, after 3 minutes, I'm gonna take some butter. I'm gonna put the butter in the pan, garlic cloves right here. I take some rosemary and fresh sage, okay? Now at this point, what you wanna do, I'm gonna let the butter kind of cook together with the fresh herbs and the garlic, and I'm gonna shower the chicken. Now at this point, we're gonna move this into the oven. So now in the meantime, what we're gonna do, we're gonna teach you how to make a pan sauce. We're gonna do it with shallots. We're gonna cut it exactly like Anne taught you, so we're just gonna go down. We're gonna go
slices, sticks,
all the way down, and then we're gonna take the knife, and look what I got. Chicken should be ready. Should we go check it? Yeah. Let's go check. Okay, I'm gonna take our chicken. Look how beautiful the skin is. Ooh. Look at that. Now, what we're gonna do with all this beautiful fat and, you know, flavor, right? We wanna keep it. The rosemary, the sage, all of these can go. We wanna keep some of the fat, because that's where the flavor is. We don't want to throw that away. We want it on top of our chicken, right? Now, this is, look how beautiful. All these brown bits, right? It's where the flavor is. That's what we're gonna do our pan sauce with. We're gonna take our shallots, put them in the fat. Take our wine. This is when we take glaze. Here you go, just a bit. You hear it, right? So now this is important. You want the alcohol to evaporate, and you kind of smell it through. Now at this point, I like to add a little bit of Dijon mustard. So, and use, you know, the broth that we had, the chicken broth. So I'm gonna add some of that. Our sauce starts to bubble. See, it starts to coat the spoon, the back of a spoon, right? So this probably has another minute, but at this point, I like to add a little bit of butter. And then you take your whisk, and you start like kind of incorporating the butter into the sauce, right? You wanna make sure you kind of mix that so that the fat mix together with the liquid.
Like this, see how I'm holding the spoon like a pencil? Let it fall right off the tip.
So we're gonna take our chicken, move it on the side. Oh, look how beautiful. Gonna take the pan sauce with the shallots. And here you go.